Facebook recently changed their name to Meta. This is not about Facebook though. What it is about is how you can use the concept of meta to create more value and get more enjoyment out of your work and your efforts. So let's talk about it. Hi, my name is Anthony Sani, and on #BeenThinking, I share productivity and personal development insights to help you achieve your best in life, career, and business. And on this episode, I want to talk about the concept of meta. Mark Twain once famously said that experience is a school where a person learns what a big fool he has been all along. What Mark Twain was getting at with that is, with growing experience, as we learn more and as we learn how to do things better, there's that tendency to look back at how we used to do things and, well, quite frankly, feel very silly. Might be learning some software, some shortcuts, some communication techniques, some productivity hacks, whatever the case may be. The better we get at doing something, the more the gap widens between how badly we used to do it before we learn. And the idea seems to be that with enough time doing something, we will just naturally get better. We'll naturally accrue and accumulate experience to make us better at doing that thing. And that's fine. But here's where it gets interesting. Most of us don't do this on purpose. We wait for it to happen passively. We expect experience to teach us instead of going to experience to learn. And that brings us to meta. And again, no, this is not about Facebook. The word meta means a few different things depending on the context. It could mean transformation, as in, say, metamorphosis, transformation of form. It could also mean transcending, as in metaphysics, transcending physics. But the meaning I invite you to explore as it relates to productivity and your work and your efforts is meta, meaning self-referential. For example, metacognition or meta-thinking, which is thinking about thinking, or meta-learning, which is learning about learning or learning how to learn. I really like that one. And then there's what I call meta work, working on your work. It's taking a step back from the doing of your work to the reflecting on your work. And with that reflection on your work, you begin to see aspects of your work that need, well, work. I'm saying the word work quite a bit in this video, but as it is a video about meta work, I'm hoping you will excuse me. So let's just keep going. This working on our work can, as you might imagine, lead to massive improvements and massive increase in the value we're able to create. But not just an increase in value, meta work also has the potential to drastically reduce how much effort we have to spend to create that value. In other words, meta work can help us do more by doing less. Yet, we often don't engage in meta work. Opportunities to improve our work are hard to spot when our noses are so close to the grindstone, as it were. It is so much easier to keep doing things the way we or the person before us or our colleagues do it without ever working on our work. And as our organizations continue to experience disruption and flux, meta work is going to become a lot more important for the ones who survive and thrive. Even tiny shifts and micro adjustments to how work is done can have major impacts on our results. Complex problems, like I always say, don't always need complex solutions. Sometimes they just need a little bit of reflection and meta work to solve them. But if meta work is so great, why don't we do it more often? Well, there are a number of reasons, from heavily siloed teams to rigid process requirements to even simply a lack of awareness. But in my experience working with individuals and organizations, the single biggest hindrance, especially at the individual level, is fire. No, not that kind of fire. I'm talking about our common business metaphor for always being consumed with urgent work. You know, that kind of work that has to be done now, or goodness knows what calamity will befall us all. When you spend most of your days or weeks or even months putting out fires, it is hard to find time to work on your work, right? But organizations that give their knowledge workers the space to do meta work, to reflect on their work, and to improve their work will enjoy a competitive advantage, not just in the immediate post-pandemic world, but even beyond. More than just improvements in efficiency and output, letting your teams and empowering your teams to do meta work and to improve their work will also increase engagement in the organization and ultimately the sense of agency team members feel to their work and the sense of ownership as well. And that's definitely a good thing and a win-win for everybody. An engaged team is a productive team. But even if your company hasn't quite caught on yet to the idea of meta work, at least you can make your life easier by engaging in meta work for yourself. This week, I invite you to find some aspect of your work that you will reflect on and do some meta work on. Pick something that is big enough and important enough to inspire you to actually do the meta work, but not so big that it becomes difficult to manage it with the other things you probably have to do this week. And then do the work. Look at how you're doing your work and see aspects of it that you can improve. Remember that every improvement in your work, every bit of effort you put in meta work will continue to give you dividends, continue to pay you back as long as you are engaging in that work in the future. So it's definitely worth the upfront investment of efforts. And it is almost always a good idea to spend as little time as possible on meta. Yeah, and this time I am talking about Facebook. Don't waste your time on Facebook. So that's what I've been thinking about, meta work and how it can help us and our organizations drive goals, do more by doing less, boost morale, and improve our enjoyment of this important aspect of life, which is, of course, our work. Until the next episode, I am still Anthony Sani, encouraging you, be your best, do your best, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.